Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Alright, I've got 8 fairly large sized Arizona agate nodules I'm going to cut today. Gila Bend mountain range, just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. So let's walk through these real quick. Set these down and we'll see what it is we're cutting. Start off with this one, probably one of the smaller of the bunch. You can see the typical agate husk. A little bit of chalcedony showing. Looks like a different material along the bottom, like maybe a moss. I'm probably going to cut this one this way. Alright. Okay, this one, again, have a few little windows. Looks like it's going to be a clear and white banded agate. Husk has a bit of a peach or orange-ish tinge to it. Alright, that's going to be a good one. Not sure because of this window. I don't really want to cut through that. I could either do a diagonal cut or maybe something like that, but then I have to go through that window. I don't know, that window's pretty small. Maybe I just say the heck with it. Go a long ways on this side of that window. Alright, well, we'll see when I get out to the saw. Alright, big, hefty, lighter skinned, with a bit of a different texture and color on this section. It's got some possible fractures in a spot where a piece broke off. Looks like there's a calcite crystal in there. Alright. Could just go through the thick part. Then we won't know what this is. Maybe I'll cut it this way and hope that these are just surface fractures. I don't know. One of those two ways. Try to keep out of that. Alright, this is kind of a big flat one. Does have a window showing some white and clear banding. A little bit of peeling. Could cut it this way, or possibly long ways just on that side of this window. Possible quartz crystal sticking out there. Alright, well, I'll figure it out when I get out to the saw. Alright, this is a big flat one. It's got a flat bottom. A little bit of chalcedony showing here. Very weathered and broken up. Same with this top. It's definitely weathered and broken out a little bit. But it looks like it might have some bots, which means this is probably a moss or something. So probably cut it this way through that thick part. Alright. Kind of a big, thick, lighter skinned one. Some surface fractures, possible calcite inclusion here. Can't tell for sure if that's what that is. Does look like some kind of an inclusion with that fracture going through it. I'm thinking cut it this way. Stay out of that and away from that. Yeah, probably so. All right, this is a big hefty one. Everything looked great. Have a little bit of a window there and a little window there. Unfortunately, the window's on the bottom. Kind of wanted to cut it this way, but I don't want to cut through that. Definitely cut it this way. Just outside of that window. All right, it's probably what I'll do. I have high hopes for that one. All right. This one looks like a host rock. I thought it was just a big chip, but it is host rock in there. You got a definite window on this side, some moss or tubes around the edge here. I wonder if that's what this was too. Huh. All right, well, I want to cut parallel to that windowed face. Let's stay out of that, which is going to force me to cut back a ways. So, I don't know. Maybe I cut this one at an angle rather than straight across here, which would be a smaller cut. If I cut it at an angle, I might clip that little spot right there. Try to miss it, but we'll see. All right, 8 really nice looking agate nodules. So let's go get these on the saw, get them cut. It's gonna take me a while, these are pretty big, and I'll be back with the results. All right, back from the saw. Let's see how we did. Start with this one. All right, well, mostly a mossy, pitted pattern on the bottom. A little bit of agate on top with lots of fractures. I didn't see much of what I was hoping for. So not a great rock. Interesting looking, but too pitted to really work with. Too many fractures in the agate area. All right. Hopefully they get better. All right, start with this next one here. Opted to go through the thick part long ways. And as you can tell, it's all quartz. Very little agate around the edge. Got some interesting inclusions. The shape on that one's interesting. It's a calcite inclusion, I'm guessing. With the little bit of agate formed around it. Looks like it had a bit of a floater going on in there. Yeah, definitely a floater. All right, not bad for quartz. Next up. So I did opt to go through here, and unfortunately I cut. I thought it was going to be cutting this way, ended up cutting this way. So I clipped that inclusion. All right, so this one's different. It's Definitely got a fracture going through it. It's not, you know, a little bit of possible banding on the outside edge, but the inside is more of a cloudy, milky looking material. Don't know what that is. I mean, it was solid like an agate. Don't know. All right. Okay, next up I had that flat. So I opted to cut on that side of that window through the thick part. And, oh, all right, well, that's a lot better. Banded agate. It's a pink from the saw blade. A little bit of quartz. It does have a healed fracture. But other than that, it's about perfect. It's really cool looking. You can tell this part peeled off, but it left that line around the quartz. Oh, that's nice. That'll look good polished. It's got a little parallax in it. This I probably did too. All right. That's good stone. Very nice. Okay, next up. So, I kind of wanted to cut that direction that I cut due to that odd mossy looking stuff on the bottom. Wasn't sure if I cut this way, if I could find the agate or not. Cutting it this way and guaranteed to get it, and if it's there, it'll have the tighter bands. Let's see if it's there. Oh yeah. Yeah, if I would have cut too low, I would have barely clipped it. I would have had to have cut high if I went the other direction. That is a cool pattern. No fractures. A little bit of pitting in the moss, not bad though. That'll polish up nice. Look at that pattern. Very cool. All right, same on this side, a little bit bigger pattern. All right. Yeah, definitely gonna polish that. Cool. All right, 3 left. So this is the one that originally I was saying I didn't want to go through this, but I was like, man, I really want to get the thick part of that stone. That is obviously just going to be an edge, so hopefully I don't lose too much. We'll see. Oh wow, all right. I don't think I lost anything really. Maybe a little. You see some discoloration here. It's from the saw blade. There's no fractures in this other than right there, there's a little one. Yeah, that'll polish up nice. And it's gonna look really cool. And this side's even a little better. Still got that little fracture on that end. All right, that's a good one. Have to polish that up as well. Okay. So, all right, here's the one that had the window, and we had that section. So I opted to go diagonal. I knew I was going to clip that, so we'll see if it took away from anything. Oh wow. Okay, yeah, not much at all in the way of having that there. It does have a healed fracture, or just a discoloration line. I don't actually see the fracture, but hey, look at the banding, especially up here with the parallax. Wow, that just kind of adds to it. It's not a fracture, it's just a color change, it looks like. I mean, if that was a fracture, it's completely healed with the agate. That's wicked. All right. And this is the bigger side. The parallax is crazy in that. A little bit of tubes going on in this bottom edge. Yeah, that is really nice. I wasn't expecting the bands to be that tight. I thought they were going to be a little wider. That is a really nice cut, especially like this side. Well, they're actually both nice. All right, very nice. All right, last up, this is the one that I had high hopes for. Wasn't sure how to cut it. I didn't want to cut through that little window or this window. I think I would have been a little happier if I cut it a little further this direction towards that window. Made this a little thicker, but it is what it is. Let's see how the cut came out. All right, perfect banded piece. No fractures. Look how tight those bands are. Well, that is gonna really pop once it's polished. And I imagine the parallax is gonna be crazy. That's the thin side. The thick side's even nicer. Look at that. Wow. Super nice. All right, well, this is the last stone in this set, so I want to thank everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a good day. Bye.